Good morning, KU. It is a cold, snowy Thursday yet again. We obviously had our snow day last week, so it's a little crazy that it's snowing again today. But here we are. It's bright and early. I'm here with my good friend Walker, and I'm Maddie.
Hello. I wore the slippers today, and the term slippers kind of was taken quite literally. Going up those stairs on the way here, you can't really catch a break. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, we got that one little. What was that?
It was Monday.
Monday was like 70 degrees.
Felt so great.
Had a picnic outside. I didn't actually, but and then back to reality of you're in Kansas in the Midwest, and
I've lived here my whole life, so I'm kind of used to it. It doesn't make it any less annoying, but what can you do?
Yeah, you always, like, my closet is, like, you really don't know what to expect. Like, it's you've got your boots here, you've got your flip-flops, and your shorts, and your pants, and your coats, and your, I don't know.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
One really big news story from last night. Russia has officially invaded the Ukraine.
Yes.
Obviously, that's still pretty much a developing story. There's still a lot of stuff that's going to go on with that. But one thing to keep a look at the gas prices.
Yeah. My buddy filled up his tank this morning. He was telling me he has a Ram truck, and it was he said it was triple digits. So he wasn't very happy. He wasn't a happy camper. And the one thing I've kind of thought about recently with everything that's going on is how quickly we get updated and get our news given to us through Twitter. Because like there is the news, you can turn it on when you wake up in the newspaper. But like last night at 1 a.m. I was scrolling through Twitter and I found out stuff that I would have normally found out this morning watching the news. So that is kind of interesting, and keep an eye on that.
Oh yeah, with social media, everything just happens so fast. Like it's so hard to miss anything just because of how quick you could just refresh your feed. Like I hear so much on Twitter before just other people around me. But
yeah, it's not even like the big, it's like, well, it is like the big news corporations, but then there's like, well, like celebrities and people you follow tweeting about it. And it's like everyone's chiming in, and it's like what to believe and what not to believe. Is it really that big of a deal? Are we overhyping it? I don't know. But yeah, on a lighter note, KU basketball, triple digits. Speaking of triple digits, against K-State, little Sunflower Showdown pummeling.
Oh, absolutely. Living in Kansas my whole life and being a KU fan my whole life, there's nothing I hate more than Kansas State. So putting up 100 on the Wildcats really felt good.
And the two Kansas boys did their fair share.
Absolutely.
Both 20-plus points.
Yep.
So, yeah, women's team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Though they did lose last night, but they've been playing really well all season. They just have their 7-game win streak. But there's really been some talks about possibly ranking them. For this past poll, they did get some votes, but they couldn't crack the top 25. But I'm really wanting to bet that they will make a little bit of an appearance in the tournament in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, so it's not just the men's basketball team, everyone. On another sports note, baseball is coming up, but is it though?
Coming up.
Yeah.
Obviously, the lockout, no progress is really being made. The owners and the Players Association have until Monday, the 28th, to come to an agreement without games being canceled. And at this point, I just don't think that's going to happen. The season will definitely be delayed. Don't know when we'll get baseball back, which is really unfortunate, but college baseball is still going on. KU baseball won their series last week against Illinois, and so
they won 2 out of 3. Yes.
Yep, definitely something. A little bit of something. I'm a huge baseball person, and so obviously I want to watch Major League Baseball. I want to watch my Chicago Cubs, but at the very least I have college baseball, which can be just as fun, just as entertaining, so I'm really happy with that.
With the lockout, I mean, it sucks for us as fans, and it sucks for those guys, those top-tier players, but like I originally thought about like those guys that are on the fringe, maybe getting the call up, playing the majors, and now their opportunity for their spring training to show what they have, the young guys, they're not getting that opportunity with the lockout, and they're the ones that are really suffering, and kind of a tough business.
Absolutely, yeah. And minor league players in general, it's just a bad situation for them overall, and then to take away like spring training from them and take away their season, that's really putting, honestly, their livelihood in danger just because of the living conditions to begin with in the minor leagues. But that's a whole different issue that I can get
Hopefully
into.
they can figure it out.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really, really hope so.
So that's all we got today. We're gonna take a quick break.
And then here in a little bit, we'll hear a little bit from our guest, Steve Rottinghouse, about the career fair.
Welcome back. My name's Itala Martinez, and today we have a special guest, Stephen Rottinghouse. Stephen, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so today we'll be talking about the career fair that is coming up. It's a week from today.
Exactly. Yeah. At this time next week, March 3rd, outside the studio, we should really be busy. We should have 20 organizations here to promote jobs, internships, and they really want to connect with our KU students.
And you were talking about how it's open to every student. This is a great opportunity for everybody. And I've noticed that most of the time people think it's only for juniors and seniors, but can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, these organizations will be talking about internships and jobs, but I really like to see students from all grades here because you can learn more about what they're looking for, make those personal connections, see if you have the skills that they're looking for. And then like say next semester or the year after, you can say, hey, I met you at the career fair in 2022. I'm ready to start looking for a job or internship. So yeah, it's definitely open to all students. We have companies from Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, Lawrence, TV stations, newspapers, PR firms, communications firms. So anything really connected to journalism, communications, it's a great fit for students.
Right, and I know that the previous years have been virtual because of the pandemic. So is this year going to be the same, or are we doing in person?
It's strictly in person. We did in person last fall, but yeah, during the 2021 academic year, we had 2 virtual career fairs, and they worked fine, but I'm a big believer if you can make that face-to-face connection, build that network, it is so much beneficial to the employers and the students. Yeah,
definitely. And what would you recommend students to wear? Because I know the previous years you could only, like dress up from your here up, and
virtual,
then yeah. So what would you recommend all those students to wear?
I definitely recommend students. I mean, think business casual at the very least. You don't want to wear sweatpants. The hooded sweatshirts. I mean, collared shirts. Guys, if you want to wear tie, suit, I'm all for it. Anybody else, with a business suit, nice slacks, blouse, that's fine. And another thing I want to mention too, the event's 10 to 3, but don't feel like you have to be there all 5 hours. You're not going to have time to be there all 5 hours, but if you can make some meaningful connections, like with 4 or 5 organizations, like in 1 hour, I think it's a good use of your time.
Right, and also you said they can visit the J-School website to find more information about that?
If you go to the J-School website, we have a list of all the organizations that are coming, their web link. So try to do a little research, find out about their mission statement, where they're located. A lot of these companies, they might be, Kansas City, local, but they've got like a global reach, some of them. A lot of these are media groups, based out of Topeka, but they've got other TV stations throughout the country. VML-Y&R, based out of Kansas City, but some of their clients are Wendy's, Colgate, Pfizer, Ford, and they've got locations all over. So definitely be asking about that and see what opportunities they have elsewhere.
Yeah, we also talked about the LinkedIn photo booth. A great opportunity. I was just talking to him about how I also needed a headshot. So this is a great opportunity for all of them. I know what the LinkedIn photo booth is, but can you tell them more about that?
Yeah, Nick Krug, J-School alum, amazing photographer. I worked with him years ago at the Journal World. He shoots a lot for KU basketball. He's going to be here from 11 to 2. He won't be here the entire time of the career fair, but from 11 to 2 at the Clarkson Gallery. And he'll be taking headshots for a LinkedIn profile. Works great for your website, any sort of online portfolio. He'll get those to me next week, and then I'll send them to the students, and they can use them any way they want.
Right. So remember, a week from today, the career fair, it's a great opportunity for everybody to gain connections and network. Anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I mean, here's your official invite. We're getting, like I said, 1 week from now here outside the studio. It's supposed to be in the low 70s. A lot better than today. Another thing, spring break is the following week. I know a lot of times family members, parents always say, hey, are you looking for jobs, internships? So you can tell your parents, yeah, I look for a job at the career fair, and I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
Okay, well, Steve, thank you for being here today. We'll be back after a break.
Welcome back. I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Chloe, and this is your Thursday Good Morning KU News Update. The Russian invasion of Ukraine appears to have begun. Reports from multiple news agencies say that Russian military forces have breached the border and there are explosions and fighting in some parts of eastern Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin demanded that the Ukrainian military lay down their arms just before the attacks began. At least 10 civilians are believed to have been killed near the capital of Kiev.
The immediate global impact of the Russian-Ukraine conflict has been a spike in oil prices. Russia is the world's second largest exporter of crude oil and the #1 exporter of natural gas. Consumers everywhere can expect the cost of gasoline to rise immediately as the price of oil reached $105 a barrel this morning.
England's Queen Elizabeth II has tested positive for COVID-19. According to Buckingham Palace officials, the 95-year-old monarch is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms and is self-isolating while performing light duties of the crown. The Queen is fully vaccinated and will receive continued medical attention and follow all appropriate guidelines.
Some states are taking advantage of protocol changes as the country emerges from COVID-19 restrictions. New rules in both Iowa, Utah, and Kansas will continue to limit media access to state lawmakers. Prior to the pandemic, reporters in Kansas were allowed to report from the floor and even ask questions after the proceedings. The media will now be restricted to the chamber's gallery, which, according to many, makes it easier for senators to avoid reporters.
The number of new COVID-19 cases at KU continues to decline. According to the KU COVID-19 dashboard, there have been just 14 new positive tests in the past 10 days out of 163 taken. In the most recent report, 34 students were self-isolating in both student housing and off campus.
A KU staff member appears to have died from natural causes Tuesday evening inside the multidisciplinary research building. The name of the 59-year-old male has not been released, and the police do not suspect of any foul play.
Despite last Thursday being a snow day, the One Day, One KU fundraising event was a great success. Donors gave more than $3 million to support programs on all 5 KU campuses. This was the 5th annual Day of Giving, which includes both donations and matching gifts.
And in sports, the KU women's basketball team saw the end of their 7-game winning streak last night in an 85-59 loss to Iowa State. The 9th-ranked Cyclones came out firing, hitting 4 consecutive three-pointers in the first quarter to open up a double-digit lead that they would never give up.
Coach Snyder said that after the game, he told the team they have to put this one behind them and concentrate on their next opponent, who is also a top 10 team.
We made a few points. We talked about the things that probably, caused us to not have success tonight, and you got to come back tomorrow and put it behind you and prepare for, I think, Baylor's top 5 now, I believe. And they're clicking and playing as well as anybody in the country.
Games like that, we know what we did wrong, and an opponent like that is literally, that team is so unique. We'll never face another team like that. So,
if there was a silver lining to last night's results, it was that Iowa State coach had nothing but good things to say about the Jayhawks.
The start we got made the difference, but that's a team that, again, when you talk about NCAA tournament team, a team you don't want to see in the first round, you're not going to want to see Kansas in your bracket.
And that's all we have for you today. Remember to bundle up if you have to leave the house because the expected high is only 22 degrees. Stay warm and have a great day.